First, there's three screws that we use, or that they use. First is a fully threaded one. It's the longest fully threaded one there. And it has a washer, which again I lost, and I promise not to lose it. There it is. And that one has also has a tube, the metal tube, and this goes on the very left side. You should always put this in first because the tube is nearly impossible to put it in when everything else is screwed back together. Yeah, I accidentally put that there. So you should do it when it's looser. So I did that, and you can now, nope, you can now put it back and screw it together. That is using the hex bit. This one you can screw in tightly, but this one, which carries this latch, is as I said before, you shouldn't tighten all the way. So you tighten it as hard as you can, then loosen it a little, so you can, when you feel the gearbox, the pressure from the gearbox lessening. Now finally is this last one you use a hex bit for. And that's at the very right hand side. You can tighten that. Now it's time to put the trigger assembly back. I already did it, but there's no washers, that's it, that you need to put in. So this is quite easy. You have to tighten that. And so remember, this is the longest screw with the top that you need the hex bit for. The second one is medium size, and that's just a standard Phillips head. The third one is the smallest one that you need a hex bit for, sort of like the one over here. And so now that that's set, you can flip it over and put those plastic pieces on. If you put them on like the left and right side, you'll be fine. Still, if you remember, but I remember it by heart anyways. So you put these back into the holes in the gearbox. Now, I'm going to use some white lithium grease on this since they're moving parts. And I can just wipe off the excess. I tried to not put a lot in there. I don't think it'll hurt if you put too much. There. Now you can put this back into the gun. This part right here where you took it out. First you should slip the wires back in where the motor goes through. And then make sure this wire over here doesn't get in the way when you're putting it in. Well, for me I have to, since that piece is gone on the gearbox. Put it in, making sure that these, see, look right there, the black plastic piece came out. You have to make sure those don't come out. It's a hassle. Put those in. And there. It is finally back in. Now we can put the selector switches back on. Before I put the selector switches, I forgot a really important detail. Remember this? I forgot to put it on, so just go ahead and call me stupid. But there. Now I'll just take some pliers and get it over this little metal piece. There. Now the gearbox is officially complete. You put the selector switches back on. Safety and firing mode. There's one more thing you had to do before putting the upper receiver back on and covering the gearbox. There's a little piece here where the screw goes in. The smallest screw from the stock goes in. So while you're there, you can connect the wires. like that, and put the two together. Now now you'll need the flathead screwdriver or electric cordless drill. You take this small screw, you put it into the hole, then you flip it over and you press down on this. There's a little square of metal here over the wires. You press that down and you flip it back over again. While you're still pressing down on that metal square, you take your drill or your screwdriver and screw it in. The reason you have to do that is because the metal piece isn't connected. It's just like loose in there. So if you didn't press down on it, you'd just be screwing forever. You'd be drilling and turning it, and it would never go anywhere because the threads would never catch. Okay, now you can finally put the upper receiver back on. Remember to move the wires out from the track, because if you don't, then you'll never get the things on the track. Now you put the bottom with the stock on the upper receiver and move the cocking bolt back until you hear that click, and then the gearbox and the stock will go down on the track. Now all you have to do is push it forward, and now it'll be on. Now, to connect the two together permanently, you take that big screw from the stock, and then you put it on like that. And now it's back to normal, and you're ready to shoot. Just put in your magazine and battery and have fun. Well, I hope you found the video useful and put to good use. If you don't feel comfortable with doing this kind of stuff, then get someone who does know how to do it, like one of those fine airsoft retailers that have an upgrading service. So go on and upgrade your Thompson now with more ease than ever before.